Oh, Knights of Apollo. Today's siege battle in medieval kingdoms 1212 AD is not for the faint of heart. This battle consists of ground-shaking artillery, armor-piercing crossbows, and heart-pounding cavalry charges. On the defense, there are two armies. The first one is an army from the Kingdom of Castile, and fighting side by side is the Principality of Antioch. On the attack, we've got an unlikely alliance. The first army is from the Empire of Trebizond, and fighting with them is the Persian Sultanate, also known as the Ghurid Sultanate. So guys, you know what to do. Sit back, relax, grab some snacks and drinks, and enjoy this brutally close and intense battle. So naturally, this battle began with a bang, and now it's going on with a roll. So they're rolling up the siege towers, getting ready to take on the walls, and it looks very cinematic as we watch the brave infantry, the first men to scale the walls. So if we look at this wall here, they've actually only done 96% damage. Well, not only, they've almost brought it down. But the artillery crew is holding fire. I think what they want is to, I guess, bring... I don't really know why, but they want to bring the siege towers to the walls first, maybe, and then bring it down. That might be the case. Maybe they're just waiting just to play it safe. I'm really not too sure. But they are all concentrating their forces on this side of the settlement. They're going to attack this long wall here, and the defenders are ready to greet them. Now, of course, looking at these two nations, these two teams. One team is very Western. You've got Castile, which of course is a Spanish faction. And then you have the Principality of Antioch, which of course, Antioch is located in the east, but it's comprised of Western men, maybe some Eastern influence here and there, but it's mostly Western men. And I say that because Western Europe is known for their heavy infantry. So it's going to be a tough assault. And here we go. The first bombardment of troops coming from the first tower. And they're kind of just getting themselves situated before they engage. But yeah, it's going to be tough. Because one, you've got a Persian Sultanate. And the other... And the other, you got, a Greek Byzantine-esque faction. So... their skill isn't necessarily per se infantry, so they're going to have to rely on a lot of archer play and good cav charges. So there we go. They're pushing up infantry. Maybe that's why they didn't bring down the walls, because they still wanted to use it to travel troops over to the other side. But this is what the defenders are doing here. This is a classic light defense of the walls. And the infantry on the walls is not there to kill anyone, but merely to hold them back so the crossbows can do all the killing. Now, of course, we saw earlier that devastating crossbow volley. And I call this tactic shooting fish in a barrel. It's a fantastic tactic that really chips away at the enemy infantry. You can have weaker infantry hold back the attacking infantry while the crossbows get all the kills in, and it's just a great combination. So that is what the defenders are doing right now. You can see they're just holding the key points to prevent the enemy infantry from being able to charge down this stairway and start attacking the streets, because obviously you got to protect against the stairways of them using the stairways, because your crossbows could be in jeopardy of being attacked, and you don't want them. You want them stationary, you want them secure so they can fire and do damage to the troops up on the walls. And here comes another tower over here. Storming in some more swordsmen from Trebizond. And there's a Pavi's shield unit here that is just their main purpose, one is, well, actually, there's no stairway down here, but their main purpose is just to keep this tower up and functioning, because if the enemy or the team that's attacking controls these towers, they actually just collapse and crumble. But you want to make sure you keep these intact, because it's like having a whole nother extra archer unit in your arsenal, in your roster. So yeah, it's pretty important to keep that intact. So there we go. The siege underway. It's still very close, guys. Oh, there it is. The breach has been broken. So good job there. That's going to give a great entry point for the attackers, because attacking the walls can be so difficult. Also, we got look at this, a dual battle. Look at, and they're like, hang on, dude. Let's get a little bit closer to our own men. Okay, now let's fight. Okay. Who are you guys putting your money on? Who's going to take it? The attacker or the defender? The attacker's the one with the cross, the red cross. Oh, it's getting intense. It's getting intense. Who's going to take it? Oh, gutted him and cut his head off. And he's going to simply join up with the rest of his comrades. Look, he's going deep in the line. Look at him. Look at him. Yeah, back to the front line to help out. Look at him go. What a mad lad. He's got the taste of blood. He wants more. So a nice little intense fight up on the walls. The defenders with their Pavi spears. You've got Castile here forming a V shape, but then quickly break it apart. Notice that. Okay, interesting. They're kind of leaving a gap open. They do have a unit of, what are these, knights? Dismounted, yeah, basically dismounted knights. But they're actually leaving the area. They're going up on the walls. I don't know if it's because they, oh yes, the attackers have moved, have advanced forward their archers of their own to try to soften up some of the troops on the walls, because you definitely can probably feel the pressure on the attackers in this situation. They're trying to really soften up this defense, because right now it's their men that are getting softened up by the defending archers. So good job with the archers. Here comes all these fresh reserves. You got this sultanate ready to charge in his men through the breach point. And yeah, they broke up. Look at this. Now they're charging in. They left this gap open, and it makes me wonder, are these crossbows here? No, these are not cross. Okay, so he's coming to reinforce with infantry. But the reason I would think that he would leave this open, this area, is because he's wanting to pull off a charge either with cav or like flanking fire with crossbows. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. It looks like he is going for a flanking charge on the side of that infantry. Let's see if he pulls it off. Yes, a fantastic charge. I believe that is with shock infantry. Yeah, this is heavy shock infantry. That's exactly what you want to do with that cav. Charge in and charge out. Do some damage against these units. And look at this fight at the breach point. Intentionally, the defenders have let the attackers come in a little bit, which is going to provide a great flank. Oh, here it comes again. A nice flank on the side of this Persian infantry. Now the attackers are sending in their own cav as well, trying to give them a taste of their own medicine, but it just doesn't work out too well for them. Oh, the archers up on the walls opening fire. That's a great position with these crossbows. And now they have pushed back the enemy with the great cycle charging. You can see now more and more reinforcements are funneling into the breach point. Lots of troops are breaking for the attackers on the walls. And it might come to the point where they're going to forfeit the walls and focus on the breach. It really just depends on the situation. But for now, it's not looking too good for the attackers on the walls. They do have a ton of reserves sitting back here. Maybe potentially thinking about doing a feint charge or a delayed attack with these towers. Maybe go over here. I think that's why the defenders have some troops. We got the Antioch here just kind of waiting and seeing if, you know, they're going to push in or anything like that. But look at this. More and more troops pouring into the breach point. It is getting extremely intense in this single little breach point, and I can't help but wonder, are the defenders going to open up another one? I think they should. I think it would greatly help their situation here in this battle. So more and more troops charging in the center of that breach. Looks like we've got crossbows now from the attackers advancing forward. These are like Pavi's crossbows. Almost look like Genoese mercenary crossbows. But they're in the back here just trying to, again, it's an epic struggle. You got crossbows up on the walls firing. Look at that. Oh, that looks cool. That looks cool. Seeing all those troops out there. So, yeah, it's a meat grinder, essentially, in the center. Both sides just constantly pouring in more and more troops. But who's winning this? I feel like the defenders are getting the edge here. Let's look at the numbers of troops. So, allied is defenders. They actually have a little less than 1,000 more troops. So, the attackers went with quality over quantity, it appears. Because I think even at the start of the battle, they had less troops than the defenders. So they're going to have to rely on those quality troops to come in and start killing these defenders. But so far, it's been a brutal attack. And the defenders are doing a pretty solid job here. All right, we do have more artillery opening fire. Oh, man. Are they going for this blob of infantry here, or are they going for the walls? Sometimes the artillery just fires over and misses its target. It's at 42%, so maybe they're trying to open up another breach at this corner. It could very much be a possibility. They have yet to give up on these walls over on this side. They continue to pour in infantry on the walls to try to overwhelm the defenders. But so far, it's a solid defense for the defenders. They're not budging at all. Here's a nice little bird's eye view of the situation. The attackers still have a decent chunk of reserves, and they also have really good reserves too, like for Varangian Guard and whatnot. So they definitely have some good units, and I'm glad that they're saving these men for last, because the weakness of the Varangian Guard is archer fire. So if they charge in like that, you know, it's going to be disaster if they charge in and just get focused down by archer fire. Oh, look at this. The trebuchet has begun to open fire. So this is their secret weapon. The attackers are no longer holding back anything they have. They're going all in at this point. We got the trebuchet opening fire, and they're going to try to get some good, devastating hits on their opponent. Maybe go for the back reserves, go for the cross. It looks like they were going for the crossbows over here. So we'll see what they go for, because the trebuchet is risky because it can easily get some friendly fire. Now they're changing targets and going for the center. Ooh-wee. That's so close. Nearly hitting these dismounted knights here. We got some dismounted Templar knights. Check this out. Looks like they're waiting in reserve. They might potentially charge up on the wall to continue to protect it. It almost looks like the defenders have cleared out this breach point. All that's left is one unit of breaking swords. And there they go. But they're not done yet. Here comes another charge. A fantastic charge right there. And that actually breaks the defending infantry. That's actually, in a matter of seconds, they're going to flip this on its head. Flip the table over, turn the tables on the enemy, and open up this breach point. And now, look, the defenders are on the retreat, and they're having to scramble up some troops to... Oh, look at this nice charge. Oh. They had to scramble up some troops to try to defend this breach point. And I think the defenders are going to reestablish their lines. So they're going to hold here. Oh, here comes another... Oh, let's check this out. Oh. Oh, that was a good hit. Yeah. Let's see. How many did that kill? A good chunk of them. A good chunk. Yeah, like maybe like 20 or so. Maybe. It's hard to tell. They could have lost men earlier, but that was a good artillery hit. Very soul crushing, morale busting. Not a good thing. But yeah, it looks like they're going to hold here and then hold near the gate, which is good because it still gives them most control, like mostly control the wall. And what he can also do is, oh, look at that artillery. What he could also do is set up his archers up on this wall and fire down and get a bunch of kills. Just a bunch of kills. Look at this. This is a kill zone. Look how cool this is. Really risky artillery there with the trebuchet, but they do hit. And they are starting to weaken the defenders here. That's exactly what the attackers need at this point because they are far behind and they need to try to catch up here and start doing mass casualties against their opponent. Very dangerous, very close to some friendly fire. So now the attackers are attacking on the two choke points right here and here. They've also sent up some axemen on the walls. This is the risk of putting your crossbows on these walls. Yes, it's a great position, but it also gives an opportunity for the attackers to flank with some deadly infantry. And this is more than just deadly infantry. This is the Varangians. And they're gonna cut through these crossbows like a hot knife through butter. So they've got some crossbows on the flanks. It looks like they're trying to find some opportunity to land some hits. It's hard with crossbows when you're firing over the wall. Just it's not as convenient with the crossbows. Not as convenient. And now we've got, oh jeez. Look at this, through the fire, dismounted knights charging in to reinforce this choke point. Good support by the cav there, accompanied with the infantry. It looks like they're chewing up the attacking infantry pretty well. The crossbows, again, in a great position. Opening fire. It looks like they're just kind of delaying these axemen. Oh, wait, there's another fresh unit of Varangians who were sent up here to try to cut through these archers. There is a unit of Armenian swordsmen just trying to slow down the Varangians. But it doesn't seem like it's happening. And these crossbows are in big trouble. Big trouble. They gotta fire off as much ammo as possible before they basically lose their lives against the Varangians. Back this way, the attackers still continue to send up troops. Look at this, they still continue to send up troops up here. They're not willing to give up just yet on the walls, which I highly respect. I highly respect. Cav pushing through the gap. It looked like they were going to charge for these crossbows, but instead they decide to encircle the infantry, which is a good move, but most likely, yes sirree Bob, the attackers are going to go ahead and countercharge. They're going to countercharge. Oh, not a good look. There they go. The charge wasn't great, but they've definitely done a good job of encircling this infantry. A really good job. This way, it looks like they utterly destroyed the attacking infantry who were attacking this would be the right position, the right choke point for the defenders. And now Cav is pouring in, and they have to send in the Cav. They have to. So we got some deadly, what is this? This is heavy shock Cav from Trebizond. Big break from the attackers. More artillery coming down. The fiery balls of justice. Nearly killing these knights, which is a good target to go for, honestly. Get them off the battlefield. It looks like they're getting back in it. Looks like they might potentially just get back in it. Look at these crossbows. Oh. This is just a mosh pit. It's a turkey shoot.
Prepare to fire.
Just a turkey shoot. So, it looks like the infantry's starting to lose here for the defenders up on this wall. It seems to be, it looks like they're handling themselves pretty well on the streets, but on the wall here, the attackers might edge out a victory. The crossbows opening fire. Look at these guys. It's just a great strategy. A fantastic strategy. Trying to soften up this infantry from afar. You probably could save that infantry up there if you can. Oh, the attackers are returning fire. Yeah, archer fire is very deadly in Attila. Like, it just shreds units of infantry. Here comes some fresh reserves. Dismounted knights going in to support the infantry as they hold back the enemy cav. Ooh! Trying to go for the reserves. Reinforcements charging in. We're now down to less than 10 minutes in this battle, and it's still very close. The balance of power is dead. Even this trebuchet is desperately firing into the big blobs and getting some decent hits on the reserves in the back line here. The cav is going around the flank, and they're going to try to encircle the enemy. Comes another fiery ball of justice. Just missing this infantry, but they're still desperately holding on for dear life as they keep back a lot of horsemen, which actually break away from the fight. Look at this. It's the general of the Ghurid sultanate. And they're going for these swordsmen that are trying to walk away. Oof. Castile getting charged there, but behind them we have the Principality of Antioch, the Prince of Antioch himself, and he's gonna cut off the retreat for the Ghurid general. We got a general v general battle, and it looks like it's in favor of Antioch. A nice maneuver right there, indeed. They're sending some camels over. Try to save the general, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Look at these camels. And then we got the other general over here as well. This is the Trebizond general. He's looking for opportunities. Again, they kind of have to rely heavily on their cav to get some good hammer and anvil, get some charges, whatever, to try to turn this battle around. The balance of power is still pretty even, but I would say it's slightly in favor of the defenders. And the defenders have now only 400 more troops, so they closed the gap a little bit. The attackers have closed the gap a little bit between the number of troops left. So it's going to come down to the wire. It's really whoever can kill each other's general. They're still fighting in the breach point, which blows my mind. They've been fighting here for pretty much the whole time. Pretty much the whole time. More troops pouring in. They're trying to hold this position against the artillery, or against the against the generals, but the artillery has something to say. A great hit on this infantry. If they can do that a couple more times, they might just help the Varangian guard here actually clean up and get a lot of kills. They're already at 350 kills. Now, sure, most of them are crossbows, but still, crossbows, they probably saved a lot of lives by killing those crossbows. Now there's a fight at the breach point over on this side. Again, still just the Pavi spears. We saw these guys earlier fighting. Yeah. I think the Pavi spears are going to win there. We'll see. But look at this little cheeky maneuver. The attackers now using the walls to flank around with 3 units of infantry. And I think they're going to try to flank the defensive position. Guys, this is still very close. It's still pretty even. It's definitely an uphill for the attackers, but they can still do it, especially with this archer position. Look at this. The attackers have set up some crossbows up on the wall here to open fire down on the enemy. Down on the enemy. So they got to try to use up as much as their ammo as possible, because most likely the defenders are going to do something about this, or they just might send up their very own archers. Look at this. I think we might get a crossbow v crossbow battle in melee on the walls, which is awesome. Here comes another general. This is probably the last charge. Yeah, he's going all in with this general. This most likely is the last charge of the Trebizond Emperor, potentially. Unless he can get out of here. It's not looking so hot. Yeah, that looks like the second general for the attacking forces is about to fall. There it is, guys. Both generals have been shattered, have been destroyed for the attacking side. So this is really going to be an extremely uphill. They're about to work out their calves, because this is going to be a steep uphill battle. They got their infantry that came all the way around the flank. They charged down. The arrow tower's just blasting them right now. You got 2 arrow towers here just blasting them, chipping away at their numbers. We got a general looking for weak targets. This is the Principality, or the Prince of Antioch. So nice little charge there to try to help the spearmen who are still fighting these guys. There is a little bit of a gap here. Oh, there's a gap here, and he's going to run through the gap and try to, I assume, get behind either this infantry over here or get on the flank of this infantry. Looks like they're going for the archers over here. And this is going to, like, once and for all free up this side. Once and for all. A nice little charge with the general. Uh-oh. Oh, that artillery. Still not destroyed yet. Let's see if he goes. Yeah, he's going to go for the backs of these guys. And this right here is probably for sure the nail in the coffin. It does look like at this point it's going to be a defending victory. So you guys can chill. There's always somebody that gets upset when the defenders lose. There's a fight over here as well. So, I mean, the balance of power is looking very convincing for the defenders, but you never know. If you got like a miracle artillery shot that killed the general, you know, possibly, not even. I probably don't even think that would be enough. And yeah, guys, that's going to be the battle. It was a very close one down to the wire, but it just came to, I think what it came to is the defenders used better crossbow play. I think they just, I think they did a great job with the positioning of their crossbows. They racked up a ton of kills. And unfortunately, the attacking forces, who kind of relied heavily on their crossbows and on their cav, just weren't able to rack up enough kills. So we're gonna look at the results here. This is sent in by Measley. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. I do apologize. But we're gonna look at some of the units that got the most kills. For the Principality of Antioch, 329 for these crossbows. For the Army of Castile, 328 for these dismounted knights. Crazy. 248 with the crossbows. And then for Trebizond, look at this. A whopping 432 kills with this Varangian Guard. Now, a big chunk of those kills are crossbows, but still, that is an impressive amount of kills. And then finally, you can see that looking at the kills here, there's nothing too crazy. These guys are, I think, a better faction to use in the open field, most likely. But the most kills for him is the 200 Trebuchet. So that's going to wrap it up, guys, for today's video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to lay siege to the like button and the subscribe button as we are closing in on 1 million subs, and I'll be the first Total War YouTuber to hit 1 million. It's crazy. So appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you next time on the battlefield.